Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. Starting off by briefly taking a look at this morning's radar, we can see that we remain clear of any reflectivity in the local area and anticipating that to remain the case throughout the remainder of the afternoon and into tomorrow before we do see some slight chances. However, looking towards the week ahead, we will see a weak shortwave advancing into the Great Lakes region later tonight, and that is going to bring a weak cold front through the region late Tuesday morning, and we'll see some limited moisture that may produce a few light showers, especially in areas for those areas west of I-95. That would be during the late morning and early afternoon. But then as the day progresses, most of that activity should fizzle out, and most areas do look to stay dry, especially east of I-95. And we'll see those highs for the day once again in the lower 60s as we are seeing today, along with some increased cloud cover. And then on Wednesday, which we can see here on the upper right-hand side or the right-hand side of the screen, we'll have a more substantial wave of low pressure from the lower Mississippi Valley pushing yet another cold front in through by the evening, and that is going to bring in some widespread rainfall chances and even the chance of seeing some thunderstorms that will also be in conjunction with breezy conditions overall and some low-end chances of seeing some small hail. Again, that will be on Wednesday. And then for Thursday and Friday, we do look to remain mostly dry. We'll also continue on with the trend of seeing slightly below average temperatures. And that's all as high pressure moves through the area, builds in overhead, and continues pushing eastwards. And then Saturday, we'll see yet another chance of some rain in the form of showers pushing through as we have low pressure lingering in the northeast around that time, expected to be lingering in the northeast, that is. And then we'll see that low pushed offshore by yet another strengthening high pressure system that will be building in over the southeast, and that will promote some dry conditions to bring us into the beginning of next week and close out these 7 days ahead. Now, taking a look at the 24-hour outlook for today, continuing to be on track, seeing clear skies out there, expecting the possibility of seeing some light upper level cloud cover streaming in overhead as we move into the evening and early hours of tomorrow morning. Overall temperatures do look to climb into the around 60-degree mark, maybe into the lower 60s, and drop down into the mid 40s come the early morning hours of tomorrow before sunrise. And for the winds today, expecting those to be on the gradual increase, gusting into the upper teens, potentially the lower 20s, but at this time expecting those to remain below wind advisory criteria before trending downwards overnight and turning more so variable in the early hours of tomorrow morning. So overall, a very nice day ahead with no real operational risks anticipated for the day ahead. Now for the short-term risk chart here on Tuesday, expecting to see partly to mostly cloudy conditions and a very slight chance of a passing shower with that weak cold front moving through, looking at a high around 62. Tuesday night, partly to mostly cloudy and a low around 50, 51 degrees. Greens across the board for Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, cloudy with the chance of passing showers and thunderstorms later in the evening with that second cold front moving into the area. Also seeing the slight chance of seeing some thunderstorms and some elevated winds closing in on wind advisory criteria. And then as we move out of the Wednesday daytime period into the overnight period, we'll see the chance of seeing some lower level cloud cover and restricted visibility, but that is just outside of the scope of the short-term outlook. And that will bring us on to the 7-day forecast for the week ahead. We're seeing mostly sunny conditions today, generally temperatures staying slightly below average for most of the week ahead until the weekend, where we do see a slight dip with another cold front. As for our precip chances in the near term, seeing very slight chances tomorrow, and then Wednesday we'll see that stronger cold front move in, shower and thunderstorm chances. That looks to be pretty likely at this moment. And then we'll see clearing on the backside for Thursday and Friday as high pressure builds in. And as mentioned a second ago, that another cold front does look to push through on Saturday, and that will bring in some slight rain chances once again. And then to close out the week, high pressure builds in once again. We'll see clearing skies, and generally those temperatures returning to ever so slightly be below our seasonal average for the beginning of next week. That is going to conclude the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll be back tomorrow at 8:15 with the daily weather operations brief.